Ambassador Zekthara's chitinous appendages clicked nervously against the polished surface of the Galactic Council chamber as she watched the human delegation file in. 3 cycles had passed since the incident, and the ripple effects were still being felt across 17 star systems. "The floor recognizes Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Federation," announced the council speaker, its translator struggling with the harmonic frequencies of the Vorthak language. Captain Chen stepped forward, her military dress uniform immaculate. Despite the journey from the Sol system, behind her stood Admiral Rodriguez and Dr. Marcus Webb, the xenoarchaeologist whose discovery had started this whole mess. "Honored delegates," Chen began, her voice carrying easily through the vast chamber, "we're here to address concerns regarding our recent archaeological expedition to Kepler 442b. A collective shudder ran through the assembled aliens. Zekthara noticed how the crystalline delegation's geometric forms dimmed noticeably, while the gaseous ethereal's containment suits flickered with agitation. "You mean the desecration?" hissed Representative Vorthak Prime, his serpentine form coiling in barely contained fury. "The humans have awakened something that should have remained dormant for eons." Dr. Webb stepped forward, adjusting his glasses, a peculiarly human affectation that never failed to unnerve other species. "With respect, Representative, we followed all established protocols for xenoarchaeological investigation. The Relic showed no signs of active technology when we began our study." "No signs." The ethereal ambassador's voice resonated through its suit's speakers. "The quantum resonance alone should have been warning enough. That artifact was a tomb, a prison, a monument to civilizations that fell before your species had even discovered fire." Zekthara had seen the reports. The artifact, a perfectly smooth obsidian sphere 3 kilometers in diameter, had been discovered in the ruins of what appeared to be an ancient city on Kepler 442b. Every known archaeological survey technique had indicated it was dormant, possibly decorative. The warning glyphs surrounding it had been dismissed as superstitious markings. How wrong they had all been. "The initial energy readings were negligible," Dr. Webb continued calmly. "Standard penetrating scans revealed complex internal structures, but nothing that suggested active systems. We established a research station at a safe distance and began detailed analysis." "And then you touched it," Zekthara interjected, her translator adding harmonics of disapproval to her words. Chen nodded without a trace of shame. Dr. Webb's team made physical contact on day 14 of the expedition. The moment human DNA made contact with the artifact's surface, everything changed. The footage had already been distributed throughout the galaxy, causing panic in some sectors and awe in others. The moment Dr. Webb's gloved hand had touched the sphere, patterns of light had cascaded across its surface. Ancient systems had hummed to life with an energy signature that had been detectable from 3 star systems away. The artifact began communicating, Dr. Webb explained. Not in any language we recognized initially, but our AI translation systems gradually deciphered it. The sphere was created by a species called the Urthani, approximately 2 million years ago. "The Urthani were not to be trifled with," whispered the crystalline delegate, its faceted form refracting the chamber's light into prismatic warnings. "They were the architects of destruction, the ones who built weapons that could unmake star systems." "Which brings us to the current situation," Chen said, her tone growing more serious. "The artifact has integrated itself with our research vessel, the Endeavor. It has enhanced our ship's capabilities considerably." Enhanced was putting it mildly. The footage from the Sol system showed the Endeavor performing maneuvers that defied conventional physics. It had displaced matter through folded space-time, generated energy shields that had withstood direct impacts from asteroid-sized masses, and produced weapon systems that could vaporize entire moons. "You've turned a relic of the most dangerous civilization in galactic history into a warship," Vorthak Prime accused. "Do you understand what you've done?" "We understand perfectly." Admiral Rodriguez spoke for the first time, his weathered face betraying no emotion. "We've taken a tool of destruction and made it a tool of protection. The Endeavor has already proven invaluable in our conflict with the Void Hunters in the Outer Rim." Silence fell over the chamber. The Void Hunters were a plague that had been spreading through the galaxy's edge for decades, consuming everything in their path. 3 species had already been rendered extinct by their advance. The Void Hunters avoid that entire sector now, Chen continued. One encounter with the enhanced Endeavor was enough to make them retreat to dark space. Zekathara felt her exoskeleton prickle with unease. And you see no problem with humans wielding such power? Dr. Webb smiled, another unsettling human expression. The artifact doesn't just enhance our technology, it's teaching us. Every day we learn more about quantum mechanics, about the fundamental forces of the universe. The Urthani weren't just builders of weapons. They were explorers, scientists, philosophers. They were also extinct, the ethereal pointed out, dryly. Because they never learned to work together, Chen replied. The artifact's records show they destroyed themselves through internal conflict. But humans were different. How so? Zekathara asked, though she suspected she already knew the answer. Because when we found something powerful enough to destroy galaxies, our first instinct wasn't to use it for conquest, Admiral Rodriguez said. It was to use it to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. The Endeavor and her sister ships, yes, we've built more, patrol the galaxy's most dangerous regions, Chen added. They hunt pirates, they evacuate populations from dying. Worlds, they stand between civilizations and the things that would consume them. And if we demanded you surrender these vessels? Vorthak Prime hissed. The human delegation exchanged glances. Dr. Webb was the one who answered, his voice gentle but firm. The artifacts chose us, representative. They respond to human neural patterns, human determination, human stubbornness, you might say. They cannot be transferred. What you call stubbornness, we call hope, Chen added. Hope that the galaxy can be better. Hope that civilizations don't have to live in fear. Hope that the darkness between the stars doesn't have to win. Zekathara looked around the chamber at her fellow delegates. Fear was evident in every posture, every emanation, every crystalline frequency. But beneath that fear, she detected something else. Relief. The humans have taken responsibility for threats we could never handle, she said slowly. Perhaps this was what the Urthani intended all along. Perhaps they left these gifts for the species brave enough, or foolish enough, to use them not for destruction, but for protection. The motion to censure the human delegation is withdrawn, announced the speaker after a moment's consultation with the council. This session is adjourned. As the delegates filed out, Zekathara approached the human group. Captain Chen, she said, my species has a saying. The blade that cuts deepest is the one wielded by steady hands. Chen smiled, that uniquely human expression of warmth and determination. We won't let you down, Ambassador. Watching them leave, Zekathara found herself believing it. After all, only humans would take a warning not to touch something and interpret it as a suggestion to turn it into a force for good. The galaxy might be safer for their stubborn optimism,